I'm gonna go over 3 simple ingredients to get where you're trying to go in life. 3 very simple ingredients. All right. The first one, don't stop until you get there. If you ain't there yet, you don't stop. I don't care what happens. I don't care what's going on. You keep going until you get there. It's just like any other situation that you're going to be traveling on. And let's say I'm trying to go anywhere important. It might be around the world. My mission is to go around the world and make it around the world. And if I think that I'm going to go from the place I am right now to around the world and back, I have to know that there's going to be some type of weather conditions, some type of inclement weather, whether it be hail, whether it be rain, whether it be tornadoes, whether it be whatever it is. It's no difference from your life. No matter what you go through, you still got to keep going, all right? You don't stop. You got to push yourself till you get there, no matter where it is. Because if you don't keep going, I know one thing for sure, you're never going to get there. Oh, but I've gone through this. All right, let me explain something to you. I've gone through a lot. If I told you all the things that I've gone through, you won't believe me because you won't even believe it. And because I've still been able to keep going, still been able to maintain to keep going. You've been depressed? I've been depressed. Went through years of depression, but people didn't know because I would still go, even on the weekends. I would sit there or lay there, couldn't even move a lot of times. I was it's like a functional alcoholic, but I was still able to go, not alcohol, but I'm talking about the depression. Don't miss what I'm saying. All right, so in the midst of it, I know that I still had to keep going because if not, it's like being in quicksand. If you're in quicksand and you don't try to pull yourself out you're gonna only keep sinking. All right, you're gonna keep sinking. So, but you don't understand. You don't understand what I've gone through. You don't understand where my problems lie, or how I'm dealing in my life. Or I went through a divorce, and guess what? And I've just been, and they did me wrong, did everything. And guess what? I have too. But people don't know it. The same place they're looking and not realizing and wondering, how is it that I can keep going? But you have to find a place in your life and in your mind where you just keep going, all right? You might need help. Find some help, all right? You might need to go to a counselor. Oh, guess what? I've been to them too. To keep going, to keep myself afloat. Didn't even know I needed to go, all right? And in a place in a building where I can't even figure out why I can't focus. But in the midst of it, I still kept going. I remember training, and my mind drifted off to somewhere else. And I can't even think about what I'm supposed to be doing. I keep forgetting, but I'm still, I don't even want to be there, but I know I need to be there. All right? Oh, but you don't understand. I have feelings of depression or suicide. I've been there. Had thoughts and saw it and just wondering what's going on. See myself running myself off the road, all these different things. But still, you got to continue to keep going. You got to continue to keep going if you want to be there. So that's what you got to do. You got to remember that. No matter what I'm going through, I have to keep going. I have to find ways to keep going. Yes, I may slow down a little bit because of the things that are going on in my life. Because you can't go through a wreck and not be altered. All right? Not a bad wreck. But you go through physical therapy, and you go through physical therapy, and it hurts a little bit, and then eventually you regain your emotions back most times. A lot of times, a lot of people gain more than they had because they never had to work before that muscle, and they end up getting better than what they was. So it could be a blessing in disguise to push you where you need to go. Thing number 2. What's up? Thing number 2, change is attracted to speed. No matter what's going on, you have to find the ability inside of you to make some action and take some action fast. All right? Well, no matter what's going on, I don't care what you ain't got. All right? I don't care if you don't have money. Guess what? I've been there. I've lived there. That should be my name of my neighborhood. But in the place and the action of what you try to do, you have to find a way to do it. You got to find the free way. You might have to find a cheat way. You might have to find a borrow way. But you can't use that as an excuse when it comes to success and succeeding. You have to do what you need to do to get done what you need to get done. The bottom line. All right, you can't stop yourself. Oh, but I'm asking this person to help me, and they're taking too long. It's been how long ago? Well, it's been like 4 months, or it's been like a year, and they put it. Forget them. You got to do it yourself, or find somebody else. You can't find somebody else. You have to do it yourself. Because the longer you're waiting, the more time you're losing, and you're not going to have any more time than you have right now in your life. That's something that you got to push. You got to understand that. You got to keep moving. People, well, I was going to do it. That's what they say when they come to me. And guess what? I've already done it. No, I asked you a week ago or a month ago. You expect me to wait on you? If I wait on you, I won't get anywhere. I'll be exactly where you are. That's not where you got to be. You got to get there. In order to get there, you got to keep moving. And you got to do it swiftly. You got to do it as fast as you can and eliminate as much as you can out of the way. Yeah, sure, things going to happen. People die. You lose a car break. Yeah, it's going to derail you a little bit, but well, it's going to stop you, but don't let it derail you. You have to keep pushing in the midst of whatever circumstance, whatever situation it is. You have to be able to keep moving. You don't stop. There's no such thing as stopping. When you stop, you die. If you're in 20 feet of water and you stop treading water, if you stop, you're drowning. You can't stop. Life is a big pool. That's what you're in. You're in a pool. And if you don't keep swimming, you're going to drown. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. All right? You're going to drown. And the drowning might not be physically you dying, but you drown and you die to the situation that you have in place in front of you for your life. There are only few opportunities in the life that we have to achieve and to get the things that we really want. Yeah, you can get some stuff that's okay or close to mediocre to what it is, but it's gonna be a counterfeit from what you really have. In those moments, you gotta take advantage of. You gotta seize the moment. You can't spend all day worrying them open. You can't spend all night playing on Facebook. You can't spend all night sleeping. Sometimes you have to go through and not sleep. All right, people wanted to know. Years ago, I was doing the real estate investing, and in the first almost 30 days, I made $25,000. But I remember on a couple of occasions where there was 2 nights in a row, I didn't sleep at all. I forget to sleep. I didn't even have to pee. I was just sitting there, just going on, and it motivates you. And people say you got to find something that you love to do, and it's like you're not working. You got to find something that you love to do, and it's like it's not working. I hear that, but in the midst of it, you got to understand that you ain't going to find nothing that's worth having that ain't like working. But you just got to understand that I love getting the results that I want to have greater than I can deal with and listen to the pain. That's what you got to get at in your life. All right, the third and final thing of reaching a place that you're supposed to go in life is you don't make excuses. Bottom line, excuses are like assholes. Everybody got one, and they all stink. You got yeses and nos. If anything falls outside of the realm of a yes or a no, it's an excuse. Well, did you do this? Well, I'm almost, but it's a no. You didn't do it. If you didn't do it, it's a no. Bottom line, if it's not a yes, it's not a no, it's an excuse. That's what we work with. Back in the day, I remember Magic Johnson commercial. It was one of the most profound commercials I ever seen in my life. He's shooting basketball outside. He said, it's snowing, he's still shooting. He said, so what? It's raining, he's still shooting. He said, so what? My little crazy self, my mom could attest to this. I know 12 o'clock at night, 5 minutes down the road from where I live by the Metro Center Mall, somebody got struck by lightning. I was out there with a plastic bag on my head, shooting outside in the rain, trying to be like Magic Johnson. But that concept don't change, and no matter what you do. All right? Same thing in martial arts. People don't know. I was out for 3 years with injuries. I had 1 year of growing injury pool. All right? Now, in that point in the period of time, I came back a month later, and everybody was amazed because I was beating people who was on the top level. All right? Then a month later, I ended up pulling the other growers out for another year. But in the midst of it, you don't use your excuses, your circumstances for a time to stop. Because while I was hurt, I was studying video and studying film. So I mentally knew more than I knew before, because if you can do it mentally, you can do it physically. There are a lot of people that can do it physically that can't do it mentally. All right? So any excuses that's in your mind, you got to erase them. Because nobody want to hear it. Today I saw a young lady, she been wanting to come to my boot camp, just started fitness boot camp. And she said, I didn't call you, I know. I said, I know, you got an excuse. I don't want to hear you. I ignore it right there in the restaurant. She said, oh, it's like that. I said, yes, it's like that, because either it's a yes or it's a no. And anything else I said is an excuse. And she didn't realize what she said. Well, my excuse is for the weather. Damn the weather. Nobody care about the weather. There are people that you're going to compete against in life. They live in other places. I'm here right now with somebody who's a comedian. They're comedians in another place of the world right now who, guess what? They have nothing but sunny days. So if you don't work on your material today because it's raining outside, because it's snow outside, because it's outside, you're going to compete against that person and they're going to beat you. Bottom line, if I got to go from here to California, if I need 100 tanks of gas, and we're going to use it as far as time. and I didn't put 100 hours in because of weather, when it's time for you to go to your destination, or whatever place it's supposed to be that you're supposed to go to, if you don't have 100 tanks of gas, 100 hours in, you're not going to make it. You're going to run out of gas. You're going to be somewhere hot in a desert, and your ass going to be walking. All right? And you're going to watch people drive by you to their place of success because you took time to talk to your girl. You took time to go to sleep or whatever it is that you want to do. The bottom line, all right? So the first step, don't forget it, to going where you need to go in life is that it's very simple. You just don't stop. No matter what happens, you keep going. If somebody dies, you keep going. If you get sick, you keep going. You might not be able to go as fast as you wanted to go, but you keep going. The second point, don't forget it, change is attracted to speed. You can't take all day trying to get where you're trying to go because you're going to lose opportunity. You're not going to have no more time in life than you have right now. The bottom line, if you don't have time, you ain't going to get there, all right? You got to have time. The third and final point, don't forget it, we don't make excuses, all right? It's yeses and no's. And if you're an excuse maker, look at yourself and say, guess what? I'm making excuses. I'm bullshitting. So I ain't getting where I need to go. And just be real with yourself. And that's the first step to going past this little place that you're in. Because if you don't get there, you're never going to get where you need to go at. So buckle down, get your mind together, break down a list of the things that you need to do. Chop down one thing. I don't believe in New Year's resolutions, all right? I don't do them, never done in my life, all right? I believe in life-changing resolutions, all right? I change lives, and that's what I do. And revolve, all right? Change is attracted to speed, and that's what we do. So get up, do something. If you ain't getting nothing from this, what I want you to do is take away that you need to stop making excuses. Don't lie to yourself. Out.
No excuse, man.
No excuses. No excuses.
I was telling myself last night I want to go to sleep and not cut my hair.